Welcome, another Blue Gamer Week in Gaming with Adam Blue. This week, we've had another leak, another Durango leak. You know, who knows if it's really anything at all. It was basically a guy on Twitter tweeted someone, I know that sounds offensive, but he tweeted someone a link to some Durango information. And the latest is that it's not always online, and that in fact it has built-in 360 BC, backwards compatibility. This being from some AMD and IBM engineers Microsoft hired that's built basically a little 360 that will go inside, and the Durango will actually use the 360 horsepower when it's not doing BC to power the next-gen games. Who knows if that's true? Sounds awesome. I mean, this is just all we got until Microsoft actually reveals something to us. But whatever the case, part of that still showed that there would be a little mini 360 TV box, no disk drive, does arcade titles, supposed to compete with Apple TV. I think May something, 21st or some, later in May is when Microsoft's supposed to unveil everything, so can't wait. Now, Wednesday, Nintendo did their little Nintendo Direct thing for the 3DS, and they announced some awesome titles. One was a Mario and Luigi RPG. It's like the fourth in the series. I've never really been a fan of those games. I don't really like RPGs too much, so yeah, I might check it out. But the most amazing thing that's blowing my mind is Zelda 3DS. Now, yeah, the past few Zeldas, they've been whatever, but this, the video is amazing. It looks just like the old school Zeldas, and it takes place during the A Link to the Past universe. And someone on NeoGAF was even able to take shots of the video and match them up with A Link to the Past on the SNES of the map and show the similarities even down to the flowers, the formation of the flowers on the map. So this is exciting. A top-down Zelda made by Nintendo that uses A Link to the Past. Now, I guess with the 3DS, how it's supposed to be interesting is you do things that come, I guess, towards you. It's like the depth, and you'll see in the video also that Link can become a drawing, and he kind of goes onto the wall and can then move around in the 3D space more than just looking top down. That's pretty interesting. There's a few other titles announced, notably Yoshi's Island. It's a sequel to the previous Yoshi's Island. And that's exciting. I mean, just so much 3DS stuff happening. And I have a 3DS. I don't play it too much. There's only a title or two I've been interested in. But seeing these exclusives is really exciting. Now, that just brings us all back to the Wii U. What is Nintendo doing? I mean, the 3DS, they're just showing all this cool stuff for it. But for the Wii U, it's like, there's still no reason to get a Wii U. I mean, that Monster Hunter 3 Unlimited, I forget what it's called exactly, it's on the 3DS also, so if you didn't want to buy a Wii U, you can just play it on the 3DS. I know they announced Pikmin for June or July, Pikmin 3, but, I mean, there's got to be something else. They announced some Luigi DLC for Super Mario Brothers Wii U or whatever, but still, Nintendo needs to do more with the Wii U. There's nothing going on, it's not exciting. I want to have a reason to get one, and I really don't. Well, a few other things. Capcom, someone from Capcom, I forget who it was exactly, basically one of the guys from the US, he was questioned about Resident Evil on the PC, as in the first 3 in the series. Now, they've been released for the PC back in the past, but he said that he would like to see the first 3 re-released, HD possibly, you know, with achievements or whatever. And that would be nice. I think current gen, it would be nice to see something like that on the PC, to go back, visit the old ones. It would be awesome if it was the Resident Evil remake that was on the GameCube and the Wii, that would be put on like Steam or something. That would be fantastic. For now, if you want to play, you know, the earlier Resident Evil titles, you pretty much got to do it on the respective original platforms, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, whatever. Speaking of Capcom and Monster Hunter from before, this is pretty amazing, but the new Monster Hunter, there's a new Monster Hunter online game, and it's going to be made with the CryEngine 3, which is pretty crazy. I mean, this is the engine that powers Crysis and Crysis 2, Crysis 3, but a Monster Hunter game. That's pretty crazy. Now it's online. Now I don't know details about it. It was just announced earlier today, but that's something to look out for. It's very interesting using an engine like that for such a Japanese-style game. And then the only other thing going on I wanted to bring up for last is on NeoGAF, someplace I frequent often. There was a forum thread about Turok from 2008. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this game, but it was a Turok game that was not a Turok game. The only similarities was a name and that it had dinosaurs. There's really a bunch of space marines that went down to a planet with a bunch of dinosaurs, and it was called Turok. Now, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really well done, especially the battles with all the dinosaurs and the melee combat, getting knocked down on your feet. It added some stress to it, but people hated it. But I didn't think that hate was warranted. There was a time with an old site I used to visit a lot, Evil Avatar, where we did like a Game of the Month club, and one month it was my turn to pick, and I picked Turok. People just didn't play it, or they said they hated it. Well, I did a little more investigating, and one of the users, I went to go look up his achievements, and sure enough, he didn't even get the first achievement for the game. He barely even played it. So this is just another example of people going off hate, jumping on the bandwagon, assuming a game is bad. You hear a Turok game is coming out, have nothing to do with Turok, just the name. People automatically hate. Everyone gets it in their head, and they hate. But this thread on NeoGAF, people are saying that they love the Turok game, and that is good to hear. I mean, I guess that doesn't really mean anything. The developers have disbanded. We're not going to get another one. But just part of me always wanted to see that praise for that game. It's such a good game. So check it out if you haven't. But really, that's it for the week in gaming. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next week. Gotten at another week in gaming. This week, beginning of April, was April Fool's. Normally, during this time, developers and publishers like to make jokes that are pretty cruel. I guess it's the point of April Fool's. But Mega Man first-person shooter game. It was kind of leaked out that Capcom had ex-Retro staff, Retro being the guys that did the Metroid Prime games, which turned out pretty good. They had them make a Mega Man first-person shooter.